No, I mean, you know, it's why I always feel like I'm stumbling over my words when I try to talk about our music, because I mean the process we went through to make this record was actually pretty painful and deliberate. I mean, we worked for months on the arrangements of these songs, and they took shape after having played them live a couple times, and kind of a way that we don't usually work. I mean, last time we recorded a record, we were recording about 2 or 3 at the same time. So,
but how come? How come now? Do you have an explanation now in retrospect why it took more time now? What was harder to?
Because I think we were trying to do. Well, we weren't trying to do what we did last time. We didn't want to repeat ourselves, obviously. And I think sometimes there's a tendency to be pretty entrenched in certain patterns of thinking and arranging. And if you're not careful, those can kind of shackle you. And to break yourself out of that cycle, you have to go about it in different ways. And I think the way Kurt chose to help spur some of that own creativity in himself was to reach outside of what was kind of the core band and go to Ryan and Scott and approach them sort of not knowing how that was going to work. And a lot of times the ideas they would give him would just be so vague and strange. I mean, it wouldn't even really be beats. They'd just be like little clicking sounds and drones. And you know, how do you write a song around that? So I mean, that was pretty challenging, and obviously challenging for us as a band to accept, because it seemed like a dead end at a lot of points. It just seemed like it was nothing. And then it's just weird, you know. It's slowly the bread started rising, and you know it coalesced in a way that was beautiful. But
was there some turning point then?
Yeah, there actually was. We played a show in Geneva last September, and it was 5 of us. The 5 of us in the band that have kind of spent the most time together the last 4 years. And we were doing this one-off show. And something strange happened that night. It just seemed really effortless. We did all the Damaged material. We did a lot of the old, you know, Is a Woman and Nixon stuff. And all together, I mean, it was obviously sparse, but it sounded fine. Yeah. And we kind of looked at each other and were like, oh, that's okay, we can do this. And so then we went back home and recorded it. And yeah, that was definitely a turning point in my mind. It was the first time I felt good about it.
And how long were you even busy before?
Oh, it was months, you know, before that.
Yeah, from March of February of last year, I mean, on and off.
Yeah. Maybe even before, because we were just trying to get together and just see what would happen. Sometimes it takes a while to kind of find your way through, you know, to something that's going to be new and interesting, and certainly it's something we try to do from record to record.
And for you, was the songwriting now
much more deliberate, much more spending a lot more time basically just trying to find new ways of going about writing, you know, a new sound, you know.
Yeah. Do you have an example, maybe?
Well, songs on this record are like Prepared and Fear, and those are good examples of the initial type of writing I was doing, and they also were probably some of the hardest ones we ended up trying to commit to a recording, just by it really didn't come together till we added these other elements, which was Ryan and Scott and the strings. But that was because it wasn't until it was actually recorded that all those elements actually were participating in the playing together. Even when we did the show in Geneva, you know, Ryan and Scott weren't there or anything like that. But at least in Geneva, we got the idea that these songs could work, and they could work as a small, sort of more intimate sort of lineup sound. It was just a matter of taking the elements that either initiated some of those songs to be what they are, or that I felt would enhance them later on, and adding that to the whole thing.